Hello, and welcome to Deerscape, where big bucks, better habitat, and land that lasts all come together. From food plots to trophy shots, bring your acres to life.
Hey guys, welcome back to Deerscape. We're here at the local archery range and just getting some practice in. Got a new rear-facing stabilizer bar and just wasn't happy lately with how my pin was sitting on the targets and really wanted to tinker with some stuff, and it seems to be working. But today, we're just going to go over a few things about how I practice and how I think what a good practice strategy could be for all hunters, especially hunters that like to hunt whitetail, elk, mule deer, and really kind of all the bigger game species. And really what I like about this archery range too is it has everything from a 10-yard target all the way up to 80, and then you can bring your own 3D targets and stuff and shoot out to like 110, 111, like that Total Archery Challenge truck novelty shot. But yeah, really today just honing in on some practice. I think we're gonna either go to the South Dakota Total Archery Challenge or the Colorado Total Archery Challenge. We really haven't decided yet, but just a good time to get the bow out, get some shots in, and I think getting those reps is key, and having a local place like this to go do that is awesome. And if you guys want to go out to your local ranges, you might meet a good buddy out there, but also you can take your kids. Maybe you see someone out there that you can learn from. But yeah, really just happy to be out. The weather's been nice. It's been unseasonably cool lately. 56 yesterday, 72 today, when usually we're in the 80s or 90s here already. So really, I don't know if I want to hear about global warming anymore, but we're going to get some rain here and just getting the shots in before the rain. So, all right, so here at 40, and I'm going to start kind of measuring my grouping between the Max Hunters and the AAE hybrid fletchings, kind of see which ones are grouping better. I'm going to try to keep everything the same throughout the summer as far as always shooting with my bino harness. Things that can also help me along the way as far as, after every shot, evaluating kind of how I'm shooting, how the arrow traveled. After every grouping, just going and making sure that I go and evaluate that grouping as a whole. Take note if I pulled any shots or anything like that. And just use all your tools, use your binos, use your spotting scope, stuff like that to help you. And this decision won't be made just off of these groupings, but it'll be made more towards the end of summer, and then as I take a collective of all my information and data.
Riding fast under the open sky, boots on the ground, head held high, hat pulled low, the sun burns bright, chasing dreams till the stars shine at night. I'm a cowboy, strong and free.
So here's my grouping at 40, and I'm going to tell you why I'm actually pretty happy with this. I've had tendencies when I was first starting out in archery and in bow hunting, and that I thought it was cool to Robin Hood an arrow, and that these super tight groupings is exactly what I want, which you do want really tight groupings, but Robin Hooding arrows sucks. It costs a lot of money when you get nicer arrows and a good setup, and you're ruining broadheads and you're ruining nocturnal nocks and the fletching and the glue and all that stuff. So I really just have a good tight group, and I could tighten these up a little bit, but I'm really trying not to get too close so I don't ruin any arrows. Up here I did pull one or rush a shot, and I'll address that throughout the summer as I shoot more and more, but I'm overall pretty happy with this at 40 yards. And if we're gonna pick a winner out of these two, the AAE hybrids seem to do a little bit better, but we'll continue to test this throughout the summer. But this is also a good way to see if your arrows are grouping good, you're grouping good, and a good lethality. And I'm not always aiming 100% at the middle because I want to see how they group as a whole. So I'll aim a little bit away just so I don't Robin Hood an arrow and cost myself unnecessary money. Alrighty, so we moved on to 60 yards here, and really I have that round piece of cardboard down there, and I really think that that's a good indication of a good vital organ shot on a big game animal. And I think if you could put 5 or 6 or however many arrows in a row into that shows that that is a good lethal range for you, and that's an ethical shot that you should be taking. So we're going to shoot about 5 or 6 arrows down there. Again, we're going to be seeing how the different veins group, and also kind of the grouping of field tip versus practice broadheads.
I'm a cowboy, strong and free, riding wild, just let me be through the dust.
And another tip too, always, don't just take what the target says as far as, this target says 60 yards on top, but don't just take that to be true at your local ranges. Definitely tune your bow to your rangefinder, and that'll be true. So then whatever you're ranging, that's the exact yardage that your bow's tuned to.
Moon is high, it's time to rest. Another ride, another test, but the cowboy never stays.
Another thing you can do while you're shooting, and I like to bring a spotting scope here and just really kind of visualize and see exactly where I'm hitting, so that I know if I need to make adjustments or if I just made a bad shot. Like, I'm sure that one was just a bad shot, but we'll see. It's still in that kill zone range, but again, that's just a high shot and probably shooter error right there. So as you can see, this is the results from the 60-yard shots, and I'm really happy with these AAE hybrids so far. They seem to be flying pretty well. I know for sure that I pulled this top shot here, but the other two, they broke clean, and I thought they were pretty good. So I am happy that I am on the cardboard here, which again, I'll reiterate, that's a good indicator that that is a lethal shot on any Western or any big game animal out there. Especially at 60 yards, but there's definitely room for improvement, but I think I'm pretty happy with the AAE hybrid so far.
Yeah. The dust is settling, the sun's setting low, riding that highway, now it's time to go. Boots on the ground, here to freedom.
Alrighty, we're here at 80 yards, and really kind of like the max that I'd really want to go shoot, but especially at a big game animal. But we're just gonna do it for fun, see how we're doing, see how we're grouping. What I like about these long distance shots, you can really see how your arrow flies. You can it's a good way to see if your bow's in timing, and it's also a good challenge and gets the heart racing a little bit. So we'll see how we do at 80.
Let's toast, let the good times roll. Yeah, it's a celebration, feeling free in my soul.
That was a pretty good shot there. Hit right next to the drawn on bullseye there. So I am pretty happy with that. And the arrow flight seemed to be really, really good. So I think Bergie Bowsmith has got this bow working really good. And, a lot of the bad grouping goes on the archer, which is me.
It's always home, yeah, that's how it goes. Every rodeo, every honky-tonk stage, but the love that I found here, it can't be replaced. I'm a cowboy coming home, hear the engines roar, got the whole town waiting, knocking down my...
As you can see, after 4 arrows, I'm pretty happy with that grouping, and really just comes down to fine-tuning your bow and really just getting better with my release and my mechanics. But 4 for 4 arrows at 80 yards in this target, I'm definitely happy with, and I definitely think that that proves that I am comfortable and confident and able to take an ethical shot at 80 yards here. Alrighty, 111 yard shot that mimics the Total Archery Challenge novelty truck shot, and I'm just gonna give it a shot here.
The jukebox playing all our favorite tunes, sipping on some whiskey, toasting to the moons. From the rodeo dust to the barnyard nights, every laugh and every tear just feels so right. Now I'm back where I belong with my...
So this is the results of the 110, 111 yard shot that mimics the Total Archery Challenge novelty truck shot. And last time I was there on my rangefinder there in Colorado, it showed that it was 111, I believe, but I put 4 pretty close. I'm pretty happy with that, especially with the wind going today. And that's a tough shot, but a couple things I want to go over about the practicing and a couple things I noticed in the industry, and especially when I go to different archery ranges out here, is that a lot of people seem to be lately, when I go up to them or look at their bows at the range, it seems like they're just throwing stuff on their bow and really just trusting with whatever somebody tells them or whatever they watch. And I can't stress enough that you need to go to the local shop there. You need to watch YouTube, and honestly, you need to go out and practice and make sure it works. And if you're shooting, especially at these longer distance, and things aren't working or you're not hitting where you want, there's a number of things that it could be. But start doing a process of elimination and figure out what they are. Everything goes into shooting these long distances. From the bow, the tune, to the sight, to the peep, to the arrows, to the nock, to the broadhead choice. There's so much that goes into it, and just throwing any weight, not having your arrows cut properly. That's another big one that I see guys doing, especially with the whitetail hunters. They'll just go pick any arrow and think they could throw any broadhead on there and that works. And guys, I really can't stress enough to be able to shoot these far distances and even to hone in at those close distances. A lot of whitetail hunters really shoot for those heart shots, and you really can't get those heart shots dialed unless your bow is all there and shooting the way that you exactly want it to. And that goes back to knowing your equipment, to shooting, and get quality equipment. I'm just an everyday guy. I'm a living proof that I'm not just some rich guy that's in the hunting industry that gets any bow. I'm not sponsored by anybody. What I'm telling you and what I'm teaching you is to help you guys become better bow hunters, and also to help the herd. So we're not making bad shots on the herd, bucks or does, and leaving wounded animals out there. So guys, really study out there. Look into what quality equipment is there. Sometimes people are going to put a high price on something and it's just a gimmick and they're just trying to sell you something. Other times they're going to, it's going to be the truth. Put it to the test and see what works for you. But thanks guys for tuning in. As always, please like and subscribe. It really helps the video. You can comment if you want, and look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Take care.
We appreciate you watching Deerscape. Subscribe for more hunts, more stories, and more time in the woods. Until next time, aim true.